The Silent Room, Part 2. Abigail scrambled to her feet, her flashlight shaking in her trembling hands. "Stay back," she shouted, her voice cracking. The woman didn't stop. Her movements were jerky and unnatural, her limbs bending in ways they shouldn't. Every step was accompanied by a creaking sound, like old wood groaning under strain. Abigail pressed her back against the door, frantically twisting the handle, but it still wouldn't open. "Let me out," she screamed, pounding on the wood with her fist. The woman tilted her head, her hollow eyes fixed on Abigail. Slowly, she raised one bony hand and pointed at the cassette recorder lying on the floor. The whispers returned, louder and more insistent. "Play it." Abigail's heart raced as she stared at the recorder. The static seemed to pulse, almost alive. Reluctantly, she reached down and pressed play. The static roared to life, louder than before, filling the room with a suffocating hum. Then came a deep, guttural voice. "She can't leave." The air grew colder, and the dark stains on the walls began to spread, oozing down like thick black ink. The floor beneath her creaked and groaned as if it were alive, and faint handprints started to appear on the walls, pressing out from the inside. Abigail's breath came in ragged gasps as she clutched the flashlight tighter. "Please," she whispered. "I just want to go home." The woman didn't respond. She stepped closer, her skeletal hand reaching out. Abigail screamed, shoving herself away from the door. She tripped over her own feet and fell to the ground, her flashlight rolling away. In the dim light, she saw the woman's face hovering inches above her own. Her lips stretched into an impossibly wide grin, revealing rows of jagged teeth. "You belong to us now," the woman hissed, her voice echoing inside Abigail's head. The whispers grew deafening as the woman's face began to dissolve, her body disintegrating into thick black smoke. Abigail tried to crawl away, but the smoke wrapped around her, cold and suffocating. The room plunged into complete darkness. For a moment, there was silence. When Abigail opened her eyes, she was no longer in apartment 304. She was standing in an empty field under a blackened sky. The ground beneath her feet was soft, like ash, and the air smelled of rot and decay. She turned in circles, searching for any sign of escape, but the field stretched endlessly in every direction. Her phone buzzed in her pocket. Trembling, she pulled it out. The screen glowed with a single message: "Welcome home."
Spawnpointstories.